Hello everyone, my name is Ekaterina Andoni and I'm a licensed immigration consultant working at North Canada. In today's video, we're going to discuss how IRCC changed their approach and what are the most common things that as of now, as of 2026, are not really tolerable by the IRCC. So in other words, what was something that was okay to do 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and it was forgivable. And now everything changed, so now you need to be very careful because these mistakes can cost you your immigration journey. You would be able to navigate throughout the video. As always, we're going to have the timestamps with the codes, so you're going to know exactly what we're going to talk about, so you can skip the parts that maybe are not relevant to your case specifically, or something maybe that you've already known and explored, and focus on the parts that are actually interesting to you at the moment. As always, subscribe, leave us a comment, and this is something that inspires us, and we want to grow more, so all of your interactions are important for us. To start, we're going to discuss what the IRCC actually is. If you are not familiar, it stands for Immigration and Refugees Citizenship Canada. What it means is this is the government organization that determines whether your application is approved or refused, in simple terms. So it means that for every application that you submit, it doesn't really matter if it's a study permit, visitor permit, or even an ITA that helps you get your authorization to enter the country and come back. Any of these applications and all of the documents go through this organization. And namely, IRCC officers have the authorization to grant your documents, to give you the work permits, visa application approvals, and so on and so forth. The same government organization is the one who refuses the applications. So technically they are the ones who decide your fortune, if we can say it this way. So if you follow the immigration news, you already know that how IRCC is how they do the application assessments this year is very different from how they approach the application processing even 2 or 3 years ago. So previously, they tend to issue you the request, they wanted to get more information, they kind of accept and forgive for mistakes. Right now, they tend to refuse faster than give you the opportunity to provide more details. So you need to be very strategic, and you need to make sure your application is spotless at the time when you submit it, and not wait just to see what the outcome will be. Like, you need to be prepared upfront. So the first mistake, and the most common that I see from my clients, is they want to create multiple Express Entry profiles. And the main reason is that they tend to include their spouse in one profile just to see how much they're gonna score when adding the spouse to the file, and the other application is submitted without the spouse as a single applicant, just to see whichever application gets the invitation to apply first. This is absolutely wrong. I never recommend doing it, because having one and the same person submits multiple Express Entry applications is prohibited in the first place. Secondly, you provide different information across the same platform, across IRCC and across Express Entry profile. So it is seen as conflicting information. It's seen as something you are trying to hide from the immigration, or mislead them, saying that here is you're single, the other application you are married with a spouse. So everyone understands you're doing it to test the waters and see which option would work for you, but this is absolutely not tolerable by the IRCC, and they're gonna find out, and it's absolutely not good for your case. The second thing is incomplete documents. What I mean is, previously you could have submitted a simple reference letter to confirm your experience. Doesn't matter for work permit application or for Express Entry. Generally, you submit it, and it just states that you worked, it states your position, and no other information. So even a few years ago, IRCC would issue the request asking for more details, give you a chance to provide additional information, what exactly you were doing, giving you the chance to add duties, tell more story. Right now, no. Unfortunately, they would refuse faster, because a lot of information is missing, namely the duties, the salary, the exact dates when you were employed, and maybe company details, so all of that. Make sure when you submit the application, make sure all of your documents in relation to your work experience are properly supported. So you are sending not only the complete reference letter with all of the information included, but you also provide proof of payment if that's something that you have, for example, pay slips, tax documents, to have the full application right at the time of submission. The third one is, I would say, my favorite, because I hear it so often, is following the advice of a friend, saying like, Katerina, I know it worked for my friend got the PR, this is what I'm gonna do, I would do the same. Please don't listen to everyone's experiences, because every case is different, and your immigration pathway might be completely different from your neighbors, from your friend, from your family member, because everything depends on your personal circumstances. So please, if someone did something and it worked, it absolutely will not guarantee that it will work in your case, and following someone else's advice without any proper checking and assessment can lead to the refusal that you don't need. The fourth one is introducing new information at some point in your PR application. What I mean by this is all of a sudden including the new experience, for example, that never was disclosed in your prior study permit or work permit application, and you only include it first thing for the PR. The IRCC officers, even a few years ago, would be okay with that, giving you the chance to explain. Maybe it was a human error, maybe you were not thinking it was relevant, so they had a tendency to give you the chance to explain what happened and why this new information appeared all of a sudden. Right now, they tend to be more strict with it. I'm not saying they will not issue the request, most likely they will, but it's better to avoid it from the very beginning. So if you're planning your study permit application, your work permit application, please make sure you include all of the relevant information, like everything that is outlined in the form. So if the form is asking you for your work history for the last 10 years, please make sure you put all of the information there. Because if you wanna, use it down the line for the PR, it might be too late and too risky. And the last one, among the ones that I see as most common ones, is choosing the random knock code. Doesn't matter if we talk about the work permit application, initial ones or extensions, or any of the PR pathway, economic PR pathways that are focused on your previous and current work experience. So the knock code that you choose is important. You cannot randomly choose it because it sounds good or because your friend or neighbor did so. You need to make sure it's relevant to your duties. So how you need to do it, you need to ask your employer to provide you with a reference letter according to what exactly you were doing when you are working or when you were working with the company. You need to do the assessment of the duties and check which knock code matches your job duties, and only that's the right process. You're not doing it vice versa. You're not imagining or inventing the knock code and trying to convince the officer it matches with your job description. So the last but not least is including too many irrelevant documents. The same way as lack of documents can lead to the refusal, the same way if you tend to add way more unnecessary files to the application can also trigger the refusal. So my advice to you is always include what's necessary. When filling out the application forms and when working with the checklist, you always have a clear guidelines what's expected from you. So for example, if you're applying for the postgrad work permit, there is no need to include the relationship documents confirming that your aunt is a Canadian citizen. So you see, I do understand why people want to include as many documents as possible, because they think they need to convince the officer that they really need this approval and they are honest and open and want to give out all of the information. But please include only everything that is listed in the checklist and only the things that are relevant to your application. If you are not sure whether your application meets the standards, whether it's lacking something or there is too much of something, here is what we can help with. So click the link in the description and book your consultation. We're going to take a look at your application profile, guide you throughout the entire process, and help you submit the profile.